Okay, we're going to make homemade Italian meatballs. What you want to make sure is you have all the ingredients ready first, because once you start touching the raw meat, you don't want to touch all the other ingredients. So what we're going to do is, you have the ingredients here. I'm going to double up. I'm doubling up the recipe here. 2 pounds of chopped meat, cup of Parmesan cheese, parsley, some garlic, breadcrumbs, eggs, salt, pepper, oil for frying. So I'll go over the exact ingredients when I do this, when we'll talk about it in class. Alright, so here's what you want to do now. You got the oil over here cooking, getting nice and hot. I made sauce last night, so the making of this sauce is actually for another time. I'll show you guys how to make sauce, maybe another class. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your chopped meat, put it in, like that, nice and easy. You don't want to over mix it, because then the meatballs are going to kind of come out very stiff and hard. They won't be nice and loose. I'm going to sprinkle your ingredients in. Keep mixing it up. Here comes the cheese, a little of the garlic and the parsley, more breadcrumbs. Now we'll take the eggs, put them in. Make sure you don't get shells in there, okay? Been doing this a while, so I'm pretty good at it. Got 5 eggs going in there. Remember, I doubled up the recipe. There we go. And we got our eggs. Now we just kind of mix everything up. Breadcrumbs. Cheese. Like I said, try not to overwork it, but you got to get everything nice and mixed in there. Put our parsley. Keep mixing up. See what I'm saying? You want to have all the ingredients ready, because once your hands get into this raw meat, you don't want to be touching everything all over the place. Everything goes in nice. Keep mixing up and up. Alright, so I'll keep mixing, then I'll get back to you. Okay, so now what you want to do after we're done mixing everything, you want to roll them, get them in the pan. The size you kind of judge by yourself. I kind of like them, you know, a little bigger than a golf ball, I guess. And you just roll them in your hand. Don't over roll them. People have a nasty habit of over rolling, and like I said, what happens then, they become too stiff, too hard, they're too dense inside. You want them nice and loose. And all I do is take them, kind of know how much to put in there, and that's pretty good. Now what I'll do is I'll fill this whole thing, and then I'll put them in the fryer. And okay, finished cleaning everything up. I washed my hands. Make sure now your hands are nice and dry, because you don't want any water to splash inside that hot oil. These are all the meatballs. Now we're going to put them in the hot oil. Okay, they're going to start frying up. Remember now, you just want to brown them around. You don't want to cook them all the way through, because they're going to cook inside the sauce. Well, once we're done browning them, we're going to throw them inside the sauce. So I usually put about 7 or 8 of them in there. Get the oil up a little bit. I like to use a nice cast iron pan. It holds the heat really nice, and it just comes out a lot better. As you can see, I start to roll them. I'll put them in there, roll them up, and let them get brown around, a little bit more than that. Then what I do is I drop them inside the sauce. So we'll fry these up a little bit. I'll put them inside the sauce, and once they're in the sauce, I like to keep them in about. If I started the sauce this morning, I would have did it at the same time with the meatballs. I would have probably left them in about 4 or 5 hours as the sauce is cooking down. But most of the sauce already is cooked down. All the water's come out of it. So I would probably leave them in there about 3 hours. Maybe 2 hours, because like I said, the sauce is cooked down already, and they don't take that long to cook. Once the meatballs are in there and they're cooking up, what you want to make sure to do, a lot of fat's going to start coming off the meatballs, rising to the top of the sauce. You want to spoon that stuff out of there. The oil that's coming out of the meatballs. Alright, and that's just about it. These guys are ready to go in. I'm going to take them now, drain them off a little bit, and plop them right in that sauce. And they're just going to sit in there. And that's good old Italian style meatballs.